I cleaned my lens once, but then I had to screw with my lenses a little dirty again. I had this stupid ad all day long popping up every 5 freaking seconds on my phone. I finally figured out which app was doing it and got rid of it. That took way too much time and energy. Although listening to that ad thing all day constantly was far worse. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you for the comments you send my way, the encouragement, the love that you share with not just me, but with each other as well. There's been a lot of times where I've seen you guys comment back and forth to each other, sharing encouragement and wisdom as well. I absolutely love that because it's connecting people and allowing them the chance to be able to speak to each other about things they may never have been able to speak to each other about if it wasn't for this channel. Thank you guys so much for the likes, the shares, the comments, the subscribes, timestamps, donations, purchases, anything you guys do to support my channel. It really helps me so much, you guys. I thank you for that, for sure. And at this current moment, I could definitely use the money as well because, you know, there's a lot of things going on right now. There's something broke in my van. And then I had to take out a loan to be able to pull it out of the impound, which thankfully they did not charge me what they would normally charge you for having it in there for 3 weeks. Fucking so grateful for that. They charged me $25 less than the 1 day amount, basically, which is insane, actually. Of course, that guy also told me that he used to be a cop. Everyone makes mistakes. I used to be a cop, but I'm not anymore. That's literally the words that came out of his mouth. Once again, guys, thank you so much for everything that you do. There's a few other things too, but that's just the biggest one that's at the forefront of my mind right now. And right now, the biggest thing that I am super excited about and is raising my vibes so much would be the fact that at the same time as doing my reading tonight, I'm cooking, so I'm going to be going back and forth a little bit as well. Hi, Rishima. Nice to see you, beautiful. Some tower moments can be extremely excruciating and painful. Definitely. Like it rips your legs out from underneath you and your bones have to grow back. Like in Harry Potter, where they actually had to grow back one of their bones at one point in time. That would kind of suck. Turn that up just a little bit so I can actually fry. I love cooking. I absolutely love cooking. And I am so happy that I get to cook some food tonight because you know what? I don't get to eat cooked food very often at this point in time in my life. I agree. 4 days for some of the things. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got to pay my storage fee too. Because if I don't pay my storage fee, I'm going to end up losing my RV and everything pretty much that I own. But it doesn't matter because you know what? There are a lot of good things going on right now too. And then on top of that, you know, facing what I'm facing with that felony and everything for planted evidence. Cooking can definitely be something that is very amazing for just kind of calming you, and it's almost like a lethargic feeling a little bit. So definitely at this time there is a need to take care of your mental health, to remember how much wisdom you have within you as well, and how much irritation that you have experienced that has made you who you are. You can really definitely handle so much more than you're giving yourself credit for at this time. There's this beautiful jackrabbit right here. If I can get it to not be blurry, that'd be nice. I'm going to try cleaning it off one more time because I think it is a little bit dirty tonight too. Although my camera's just messed up on this phone too. But anyway, there we go. I don't know how many of you actually know that jackrabbits are real, but they are. I've actually seen them before. There's a fair amount of them in Nevada, which is my home state. There's some sort of gift that may be getting ready to come in for you. Something that's going to bring you a lot of peace and make you feel very loved. Something that might actually repair a connection in a way too. For some of you, there could be a reconciliation that's getting ready to happen. It doesn't have to be in a partnership or relationship kind of thing or love situation, but there's a lot of love in this connection, whatever this connection may be. Somebody may actually be getting ready to reach out to you in your moment of pain or anxiety, in your moment of like a mental health lapse, or, you know, whatever's going on with you. There could be a lot of things going on at once. And somebody may be getting ready to reach out to you, offer you some wisdom maybe even. But also I feel like just be there to be a good friend. They may be somebody whose shoulder you can cry on. This gift, whatever this gift is that's going to be coming your way, is something that is going to just blow you away. It's going to make you feel extremely loved and so at peace at the end of the day. It's really going to have you thanking your lucky stars and thanking whoever it is that you pray to, because this is definitely something that you have prayed for as well. Something that may actually help you out in a really rough situation. We have clown downtown. I face my shadows and I find the light. So some of you might actually be realizing as well, some of the areas where maybe you could have been a bit of a bitch, or maybe you could have lashed out at people in some way, or maybe you could have hurt others while you were down or while you were hurting in some way. At this current time, you're going to be facing a lot of the shadows that you have inside yourself. One of those shadows might actually be your level of belief in you, because a lot of you may not believe in yourselves very much. You may feel like the kind of strength it takes to make it through everything you faced in your life is like a mythical type of strength. And, you know, maybe you're just crazy to even think all these things happened or something like that. Some of you are going to be having some amazing ideas at this time as well. You're going to be breaking through your confusion. The wisdom within you is going to win out at the end of the day. You're going through a massive transformation at this time, transforming into this beautiful diamond. This diamond that has been pressurized. It's been put through the ringer. It's been crushed. And it probably thought it wasn't going to be able to make it too. But on the other side, it became the most durable, strong, solid, resistant, scratch-proof gem out there. So the most beautiful and unbreakable gem is what you are transforming into at this time. This broken energy you got going on right now, or that you've had in the past, that's going to be a thing of the past. Because literally it's like you've been through everything so many times that nothing could ever break you again. The song from Spirit's coming to mind, but it's kind of overlapped with "Can nothing hold me down? Oh no, I got to keep on moving." So it was really hard to pick up on both songs and get off of my back and into my... Yeah, that song. Ain't nothing you ever do is gonna faze me or change me. It's time for a revolution. It is time for action. It is time for a rebellion. It's time to stand up and fight. Fight for your freedom, fight for your rights, fight for your boundaries. It's time to put your foot down, to say what needs to be said, and to stop holding it all inside and allowing it to fester into something that transforms you into somebody that you don't want to be anyway. And at the same time, there also needs to be a level of compromise as well when it comes to these situations. We're running back over to my potatoes for a minute. And you know what? Honestly, I kind of like doing 50 things at once. So, you know, kind of nice having extra things going on with my reading tonight. As weird as that sounds, I do very well when I have multiple things going on at once. So, being able to compromise is going to be very important for being able to find the common ground of love and peace. I feel like some of you may be placing a little bit too much importance on certain things and not enough importance on other things. And the lack of importance you're placing on some things is what's causing you to kind of lash out about these smaller things that are more insignificant, the ones that you don't feel like people would mind as much if you mentioned them. I feel like a lot of you have held back on speaking your truth in certain conversations or in certain circumstances. You just kind of listen to everybody else's opinion and don't really put yours out there. And it's just like one or two areas, but they're like really big main areas. And you might actually be very vocal in a lot of other areas, but these areas are the most important areas. The ones that will make or break you at the end of the day. They're the ones that are causing you to feel very overwhelmed. They're causing you to feel very, it's like tearing down your confidence in some way. Set this down for just a second. Yeah, it's tearing down your confidence in some sort of way to hold back in these certain areas. Because that's how important this area is, which means every one of you knows which area in your life that I am speaking about right now. I'm only a bitch when you make me one. 'Cause I'm a princess. I deserve the best. Yes, I'm a princess. That one was just random. So some of you are really stepping into an energy of knowing your value, knowing your worth, knowing what you want. And also, some of you could actually be breaking free of that princess energy and rolling up into the queen energy as well. Some girls might, but queens don't. Raylan, queens don't. I think her name's Raylan. But queens don't. Yeah. You guys are really starting to see possibly some of the people that you've given the time of day to have really just been acting a fool. Come on now, act a fool. I see the clowns and I can't stop laughing. Easy come, easy go. Okay, hold on. Weaving through the traffic, this one strong should be labeled as a hazard. Some of y'all be right and well, too concerned with fashion. Yeah. Wow, I know that whole song too. I hate when that happens. Let Me Blow Your Mind by Lil Kim and Christina Aguilera. Is that who sings that? I think so. Some of you are definitely stepping into this energy of, you know what? Yeah, I might be a bit of a bitch sometimes when you make me one. I might be a little bit blunt. I might be extremely honest. I might be very straightforward, but at least I'm not a fucking clown. At least I'm not somebody stringing everybody along, wearing a fake mask to play around. At least you know when you're talking to me, what you get is what you see. So you don't ever have to worry that the real me will flee. Because guess what? I'm not fake. So I don't want to deal with a rake. Some of you could be spending more time with your animals as well. Some of you could actually be getting a new animal. Oh, and this was actually reminding me of this whole thing. I'd rather have a dog and be single. Somebody was saying something about I'd rather have a goldfish and be single or something like that. And somebody was actually saying that the other day in the gas station to me too, and I've seen it a few times online recently. When I saw that dog though, I was like, I'd rather have a dog and be single. So some of you day with a phone that overheats. Good plan. Get my hamburger back in there. So, a lot of you are really coming into that energy though of, you know, there is somebody who will meet my standards. Somebody who wants it enough will meet my standards. And you're also realizing which ones are more important and which ones are less important. Which ones you're willing to compromise on and which ones you're not. And that's not just in relationships. That's in your friendships too. That's in your family circle. That's everybody that gets to be a part of your life. You're like, you know, if you want to be a part of my life, you can respect my boundaries. Because if you can't respect my boundaries, I can't be at peace with you in my life. And that's not okay. So, that's something that's really going to raise your vibes at this time. Is speaking your opinion, expressing yourself, and, you know, just letting people know that this is who I am. And I'm sorry, if you can't respect that, then I can't have you around me. There was actually, that's reminding me of this Christian woman that I ran into at the gas station. I was down there at like 3 in the morning one night. Something like that. And the guy that was working there, he's like, there's this woman that's sitting outside. She's been sitting outside all night from like 12 o'clock on. She just keeps coming in here randomly. And she's like talking on the phone while she's staring at me and peeking around corners at me and stuff. I almost feel like she's reporting on me or something. So we go outside and we're talking for a few minutes, and she hops out of her car and comes over there to talk to me, like she was pointedly coming to talk to me. And no, I don't think it's a coincidence at this point, because it happens a lot in this town. So, by the end of our conversation, like 2 hours later, when I was finally able to extricate myself, because it took like 20 minutes of trying to get the fuck away from her, to get away from her, I was like, okay, I am not a Christian. We've had this part of the discussion, and I gotta go. So, I'll see you later. If I see you later, if I don't, I don't. But I gotta go. And I left. The other day, I am down at the Blessings box in front of Family Dollar grabbing something on my way back from Stinker to the park. And there she is. And we talked for about 10, 15 minutes. She kind of pretended like she didn't know who I was. Like she didn't remember me from that night or something. Of course, she kind of also seemed like maybe she was indulging in something. But anyway, I extricated myself fairly quickly that time. We talked for maybe 10 minutes, and then I left, and I went to the park. And about 5 minutes after I get over to the park and I'm talking to somebody else, she pops up out of nowhere and starts talking to me. Everybody else kind of went over to the other side of the picnic table area. And we sat there and talked for about a half an hour. And she started jumping into the trying to force me to be her religion thing. And I was like, you know what? We've already had this conversation. I am not your religion. I don't want to be your religion. Actually, first I was like, I gotta go. But for future reference, if we have another conversation again, we've had this part of the conversation. I'm not your religion, don't want to be your religion. Some people find peace by going into Christianity. I found peace by leaving Christianity. And I don't want to have this conversation with you again. You're not going to be able to force me to be your religion, and I don't want to be your religion. And that's just the way it is. If you don't like it, then we don't need to be around each other. If you can't respect it, we don't need to be around each other. Because I have had too much of that. And you know what? I don't care what you're saying no to. If you're saying no to something and somebody continues to push you and push you and push you and push you and push their opinions on you or their beliefs on you or whatever else they got going on you, then that person has no respect for you. They have no respect for boundaries. And if you ask me, it's just as bad as rape. Because that's where it starts. It starts with little things like that. They teach their kids to have no boundaries. They teach their kids that they aren't allowed to say no. They teach their kids to run over people's boundaries and to not allow other people to say no. And it just creates a very nasty dynamic that I do not like at all. And I don't want to be a part of and I don't want to be around. So, that's pretty much what I told her. And sometimes you have to be very firm with people like that. And yeah, you do feel like you're being mean, kind of. But here's the thing. It's better being mean than it is to have to live with that in your life and in your face every day, forever. And you know what? It also shows them that if there's somebody like that in their life that is running over them like that, they have a voice, they can use it. And you inspire them to use it by using yours with them. And by also showing them that, yeah, we can still be friends as long as you can respect that. As long as you can respect that. And if they don't, then you're teaching them as well by walking away. By deciding, nope, enough's enough. You couldn't respect it. I'm out. And that's just the way it has to be sometimes, guys. Because if you don't do that, you just got a bunch of people who completely and totally disrespect you in your life all the time. And it really sucks to have those people in your life that are disrespecting you like that. Sorry, last minute I decided we needed some vegetables in here too. So I'm throwing some cauliflower in here because I ended up with a bag of cauliflower and a bag of potatoes, frozen potatoes from somebody the other day. So, let's see, what have we talked about so far? Compromising with people, but also standing firm in those things that are very important to you. And doing more of the things that you love, making time out for the things that you love, the people that you love, the places that you love, the activities that you love. Taking some time out for play, for fresh air, for exercise. Taking some time out for meditation or prayer. Taking some time out for your children or your family. Taking some time out for you and your friends or your partner. Really bringing a balance to your life between your work and everything else in it. And also making some time for those things that you love. And all of that stuff together combines to really create a very high vibration and energetic blueprint. And when you're in that higher vibration and higher energy like that, a lot of blessings start to pour in and a lot of good things start to happen. And it's just like the universe is like, yeah, keep going, keep doing this, because that is what's best for you. And that is what's best for everyone around you too, because when it's what's best for you, it's also best for everyone around you, because everyone around you is going to be vibrating higher when you're vibrating higher as well. When you're taking care of your energy, it takes care of others. I actually told somebody at one point in time, if you want to take care of my heart, then take care of you. And that's very true. That cooking during it is not the best activity for it. Oops. That's okay though. You never know till you try, right? Anyway, if you are not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else to the best of your ability. And generally, you end up causing problems between the both of you because, usually you're not feeling as good. You're tired, or your body hurts, or, you got a lot of your own stuff going on, and you're like, why can't you just take care of your own shit? And honestly, yeah, they should be taking care of their own shit too to a certain extent, but everybody, needs help once in a while. Everybody benefits from having somebody around to help out once in a while. And I know the majority of this collective enjoys helping people out. It really brings them a lot of fulfillment. It brings them a lot of life, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness and peace, and just a lot of feel-good emotions, to be able to be there and help somebody out. But how are you supposed to do that if everything around you is falling apart and you're falling apart because you are not putting the time, energy, and effort into you that you require to function, to be healthy, to be feeling good, to be doing good? So, it is time today to make a plan and make a goal of dedicating some time to you this week. If you haven't spent any time on your hobbies at all recently, it's time to, I don't care which one you do, pick one. Maybe one of them started feeling more like a chore than a hobby at some point. And so maybe you haven't picked up another one since you dropped that one. Pick a hobby, any hobby, and take some time out for it this week. Make sure you take some time to sleep in one of the days and to not care about what time you get up. Make a day to go out with your kids if you have kids, or with your parents if you got parents, or with your siblings if you got siblings, or your friends. Make a day to go out with your partner and to dedicate some time to you guys in your relationship, especially if you've been together for a really long time. It's a really good idea to take that time together without phones, to just enjoy each other's company, to sit and talk, and to sit and enjoy life. To joke, to play, to have fun, or to have some romantic time, to have some time just the two of you, where both of you are actually focused on each other and giving each other that full-time energy and attention. You don't have to be together all the time, and actually it's much better when you aren't, because the time that you do spend together is much more quality time. And that's what I'm feeling, is you need some quality time with the people in your life that you love, and you need some quality time for yourself as well, for the things you enjoy. And I feel like you've just been kind of running around like a chicken with its head cut off a lot of times lately. Really busy, doing a lot, taking care of your responsibilities, taking care of things that need to be taken care of, taking care of people that need to be taken care of. Doing all this stuff, and yet not really having a whole lot of time for you, not really having a whole lot of attention for you, or love for you, or care for you. And when you don't love and care for yourself, and when you don't put that time and attention on yourself, you tell everybody else, I'm not worthy of that. I don't need that. Don't give me that. But when you show others how to treat you with the way that you treat yourself, by treating yourself in a good manner and taking care of you and putting into you, you teach others that that's what it requires to have you in their life, is to put into you the same way that you can put into yourself. Can you give me as much as I can give myself? Because if you can't, and I can't be at peace with you around, then there's no point in having you in my life, because you're not bringing anything good to it. You're only bringing pain or misery or fear or doubt or anxiety or whatever else may come from not having somebody that cares for you and loves you and shows you that love as much as speaking it. And at the same time, when you are treating yourself that way and you are really vibing high and you're feeling good and all that kind of stuff, you're going to be much more willing to make compromises, much more willing to end a disagreement in a peaceful manner instead of feeling like you need to be right. You're going to be feeling a lot more drawn towards enjoying life in general. Put that on low. Pretty much ready. And my boyfriend's stepdad will be home here shortly. This is where I've actually been working the last couple days, is while he's at work, I've been over here taking care of my stuff. It's been very nice, actually, and I finally ended up getting my van moved today like I needed to get done. I forgot how hot little trailers get when you cook in the afternoon and it's a warmer day. Well, now I remember, and now I should remember later too. So, let's get back into this session here and see what is going on. Yeah, look at that energy. The energy of peace. Of just being able to release and let go of everything and to allow things to be the way that they're meant to be. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. We've got the Eight of Wands. So a lot of you have been manifesting to the point of fucking exhaustion and mental depletion, and you've been really wanting, desiring, trying to get something or obtain something in some way. And you're kind of doing the opposite of manifesting it. You're kind of like anti-manifesting, because you're getting very anxious about it, fearful about it, worried about it, overly obsessed with it, and also not really paying attention to or acknowledging the blessings that are currently in your life. So it's time to take a pause, to take a breath, and to really reflect on some of the really good things around you at this time. Some of you might actually end up going to a comedy show too, and that would actually be something that could really raise your vibes. Maybe even just watching like a comedian on YouTube with your partner or something like that could definitely raise your vibes. You could have been dealing with a lot of jealousy from a particular person as well. Somebody that's in the background kind of feeling like they're entitled to have what you have. Like, it kind of looks like that's her head. And it could be you as well, that's kind of been in this bitter and jealous energy, or this fearful, worried, overly anxious energy of, I need it now, I want it now, and it's not fair that I don't have it. The work that you're doing at this moment and the lessons that you're learning at this moment is really going to increase the peace in your life overall, though. These lessons are going to be well worth what you went through to gain them. Some of you could be facing something with the law at the moment as well. Something with the justice system. Some of you could also be waiting for karma to manifest and really trying to understand and figure out why karma hasn't taken care of what it needs to take care of yet. Well, it's because you haven't let it go. Until you let it go, that karmic energy is sitting inside of you, because that energy sitting inside of you makes you angry. It makes you resentful. It makes you want revenge or vengeance. It makes you want to exact the justice yourself and all those kinds of things. That's the opposite of the energy of somebody who is not in karmic energy. Just saying. We all know it's true. So, raising your vibes and getting into that energy of peace and gratitude and love and light, that energy that I know that you are at the core of your being. Even if we have this shadow, acknowledging our shadow side helps us to see the light. Helps us to see the light within ourselves, and it helps us to see the light within others. It helps us to remember, wait a second. At some point in time, I loved this person, and I loved this person for a reason. There are good things about this person. It's kind of like when me and my ex-husband were at the Cherry Fest with our kids this year. And he was saying something about there was a woman hitting on him in the store a couple days before that. He's like, I think she was hitting on me. Which is kind of weird. That doesn't really happen. And he's like, I think it's because of the new teeth. And I was like, it's not because of your teeth. A little while later, we were walking by ourselves, and I was like, you really think it's because of your teeth? Really? It's not your teeth. It's because you've been doing a little better lately, feeling a little better lately. I was like, when you're not in an energy of possessiveness, controlling, obsessive, I need to win, competitive asshole guy, you can be a really fucking amazing guy. You got a lot of good qualities about you. I can't believe you're surprised that somebody would be hitting on you. Of course somebody would be hitting on you. Because that's true. Yeah, he has a monster in him. He has a beast in him. He has a demon in him. He has a shadow side in him. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because everybody calls it many different things. Although a lot of people blame it on some outside entity instead of realizing it's themselves. Kind of like when people become an alcoholic or a drug addict. And they blame it on the drugs or the alcohol instead of, hey, this is me and this is within me. Yeah, because it is. And that's what brings you that peace. That's what brings you that clarity. That's what brings you that joy. Is seeing and acknowledging those sides of yourself and those sides of others, but still being able to see and acknowledge the beautiful sides of ourselves and others. Because everyone is only a human being. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. I'm only human. I do what I can. I'm only a man. Don't put your blame on me. Yeah, and as soon as you close out this cycle of this want for revenge, this desire for revenge, this desire to have whatever it is that you're wanting to have at this time, this desire constantly for more, and this desire constantly for a level up, or this desire constantly for everything to go your way and all that kind of stuff, and you just let go of that control, that need for control, and let go of your idea of how it should be going or what should be happening, and allow yourself to be okay 4235 with what is going on right now in this moment. That's when you're going to manifest something amazing right now in this moment. And right when I said that, 4242 was on the screen. Look up the number 42. You'd be amazed by what it means. Yeah, you're going to be closing out some cycles. And as you close these cycles out, and as you drop that mask and that facade, and as you drop that angry, bitter energy of yourself, or that defensive energy of yourself, or that jealous or envious or bitter energy, or that angry energy, or that fearful energy, or that worried energy, whatever it may be that you're carrying around with you, that is your shadow side, and you're letting it kind of take over you a bit. As soon as you drop that and let it go and just be at peace, that's when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's going to catch you off guard. Somebody's going to come in with this message of approval, this message of a recognition for all that you've done, this thank you, this award, this beautiful gift of love, this peace offering, this whatever it may be. And it's going to move extremely quickly. And all of a sudden you're going to realize that those scales have balanced. And you're not even going to realize how it happened or know exactly what took place, but you're going to know that those scales have finally balanced. Some of you, in your desire to have more, may have lost a lot, and you may have sacrificed a lot. And you may even realize that some of the things you sacrificed, you almost wish you could have back in place of 42, in place of what you have now. Some of you may be getting a new car from someone as well. Some of you may be getting a new outfit or a new dress. I actually just got a new dress from somebody the other day. It was pretty awesome. It might end up being just a little bit big for me, but I can fix that. But it is definitely my style, and it's like the perfect dress, really. Some of you are really going to be balancing out a lot of the different energies in your life too. Like the different personas of yourself. The working person, the family person, the road trip person, the vacation person, the responsible person. All those things are going to be coming together. That confident person and that laid back person. That loving person and that bitch. I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed, I'm your nymph, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between, and no, you wouldn't want it any other way. So, yeah, realizing what our parents have probably been trying to tell us since we were little kids, when they were like, we're all an asshole. As I told my kids recently, sometimes we are all an asshole. And this new way of thinking is going to bring so much success and celebrations into your life, because you are aligning with a path of peace, with a path of compromise, with a path of everyone is important, and everyone is beautiful in their own way, and everyone is chosen in their own way, and everyone fucks up in their own ways, and everyone hurts someone in their own ways, including ourselves sometimes. There was a misunderstanding I had with somebody on here yesterday, actually, because she asked about whether or not she was ever going to heal, and I answered her question with a big, long, lengthy thing, because that happens a lot. And she thought that I said she was never going to heal in there. And she yelled at me. And so I was like, you know what? You might want to look in the mirror as you're throwing those things my way, because you're the one that's in that energy right now, and you're projecting it onto me. If you go back and reread that, it doesn't say anywhere in there that you're never going to heal. In fact, I don't think I've ever told anybody that they were never going to heal. That's absolutely crazy. I want everybody to heal anyway. And throwing that negative energy at someone will cause that negative energy to come back towards you. That's why we are vibrating higher. That's why we're raising our vibes to the energy of love and light, to the energy of wishing them well, even if they hurt you, and even if you're in a lot of pain and anger. And those things are important too. And feeling them is important, acknowledging them is important, but so is being able to heal them and come back out of them to your true self, to your path, to your purpose, to the love and light within you. Because having all that hate and carrying it around with you doesn't do this world any good. We have enough hate in this world. We don't need more of it. That's kind of like what I tell people when we're talking about like LGBTQ stuff. You know what? I can't see why anybody would ever hate somebody who is loving somebody. We have enough hate in this world as it is. Why would you hate on love? There's no point in that. There's no rhyme to it. There's no reason to it. And it's ridiculous in my eyes. But at the same time, I loved my father-in-law who hated gay people. I loved my father-in-law who was fairly racist. He was also a little bit self-righteous. But I was able to sit and have conversations with him in depth. And you know what? Sometimes he actually did see the wisdom in what I was saying and acknowledged it too, unlike most people around me. He actually acknowledged it more than most people around me, which is crazy to even think of because of how self-righteous he was. I loved that man, with all of his flaws included. And I was one of the only people in that family that could actually sit and have conversations with him like that. Everybody else found it extremely hard, probably because he used to be an alcoholic and they were still angry at him for a lot of the things that he had done in the past. And for a lot of the ways that he felt about things. They couldn't let go of how he felt about certain topics. There are some people that I cannot talk to about certain topics, and that's because they want to shove them down your fucking throat. And if he knew that I wasn't a Christian, we probably wouldn't be able to talk about religion either, because he'd be trying to shove it down my throat. You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you as well, Rashima. Thank you to everybody here for the support you send my way. The love, the light, the joy, the comments, the likes, the shares, subscribes, donations, purchases, everything you guys do, the tips you send. There was actually one person one day that paid me for a reading. She did the 1.5-hour reading. And then after the reading, I think she sent me a $100 tip after the reading, which was crazy. And so I know what I'm worth. I know what I'm worth and what I could be making and all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, I want everybody to be included. I don't want just the wealthy people to be included, which is why I do keep my prices a little bit lower for you guys as well. Everybody's like, oh, you should be raising your prices. Oh, you should be raising your prices. My prices are nice and medium. I like them medium. And that's because if you can afford to put into your addictions and you can afford to put into your overindulgences and you can afford all the other stuff in your life, then you can afford to put into your health and into your well-being and things like that. And at the same time, I don't want to make it to where people can't afford it. Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Aries, but I gotta eat too. We hungry. That scene off Too Fast, Too Furious just came to mind, where he's like, we hungry. So, a lot of Virgo energy here. Yeah, the wisdom that you have within you, the knowledge that you have with you, and the way that you're able to logically explain a lot of the things on a spiritual level is something that really is a great quality in a leader. That you're able to kind of mix that head and heart mentality and make something out of it. And I feel like that's a lot of the reason why you had to go through some of the things that you've gone through, is so that you can really learn how to detach emotionally when you need to. And you can also learn how to jump into your emotions when you need to. But to go back and forth between the two. That way you're not so easily manipulated, but also that way you're not unreachable and emotionally unavailable. And a lot of times you end up in one extreme and then the other, and then you find that happy medium when it comes to anything in life. So I feel like you guys are on your way to a happy medium of the head and heart. Spending some time with your pets once